All right, everybody, how we doing? How we doing? Check in to the stream. August 15th, 2025. You guys, how we doing? Yo, what up, Eric? How we doing, Eric? How we doing, everybody? What up? Hey, fella, Eric Zimmerman. What's going on? How you doing? How you doing? Good evening. Good evening. Hello, hello. What up, 420 Blunt Smoker? How you doing? Tony in the chat. Check in. Got about an hour and 34 minutes until Krasnov and Putin meet in Alaska. Good to see you guys. We'll be covering all of it, giving you guys all the latest, etc., etc. What up, Kirsten? What up, Kristen? Hello, hello. Let's go. Big day in Alaska. I lived there for 3 years. I was stationed there, not in Richardson, but we did go there often. When we did Polar Express missions in Alaska frequently. Weird noise in the background. Yeah, it's the feed. I'll turn it down a little bit, but yeah, it's the feed from Alaska. But damn, you thought that was happening on Saturday? No, it's today. Oh, it is today. Definitely. Your ex-wife is Wibby near. Where's that? Trump hasn't given any pressers this morning because he's saving his jaw muscles. Damn, got him. Holy shit. Holy. So we got a live feed, guys, of Alaska, so we can tune into that. There was another one up, but I think Reuters had to move. They were in front of J Bear. A lot of these feeds are garbage, trash. Yeah, the Independent's still live. There you go. It looks like it's raining out there. That's the front base of Elmendorf. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. There's the front gate of J Bear where they're meeting. So that's what we call it in the Army, J Bear. Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson. Kind of a dog shit view because you can see the mountains from the base anywhere. As soon as you get into the base and you're on it, you just see mountains from it. Looks pretty cool. Lavrov showed up in a CCCP t-shirt. Did he now? So let's go through some of the updates and the latest here. Let's click on the... Maybe we can do all. So what to know? U.S. President Trump is meeting face-to-face with Putin today in Alaska for a high-stakes summit that can not only determine the trajectory of the war in Ukraine, but also the fate of European security. Trump's allies have cast the U.S. president as a heavyweight negotiator who can find a way to bring the slaughter to a close, something he's used to boast he could do quickly. Remember, he said he was going to end the war in 24 hours. He's going to end the war in 24 hours. For Putin, a summit with Trump offers a long-sought opportunity to try to negotiate a deal that would cement Russia's gains, block Kyiv's bid to join the NATO military alliance, and eventually pull Ukraine back into Moscow's orbit. There are significant risks for Trump. Bringing Putin onto U.S. soil, the U.S. president is giving Russia's leader the validation he desires after his ostracization following his invasion of Ukraine 3.5 years ago. Any success is far from assured, especially as Russia and Ukraine remain far apart in the demands of peace. What to know about the U.S.-Russia summit? Trump has threatened very severe consequences if Putin does not agree to stop the war after the summit. Putin sees the meeting as a chance to cement Russia's territorial gains and keep Ukraine from hosting any Western troops so that Moscow can gradually pull the country back into its orbit. What Russia and Ukraine want. Putin demands Kyiv cede the regions Moscow annexed in 2022, though Russia doesn't fully control them and recognize Crimea, which was illegally annexed in 2014, as part of Russia. Putin also wants Ukraine to renounce its efforts to join NATO, limit its armed forces, and recognize Russian as an official language along with Ukrainian. Zelensky insists any peace deal must be acceptable to his people and include robust security guarantees against future Russian aggression. Ukraine is not invited. And this is going to be a meeting between Trump and Putin alone. The exclusion of Zelensky is a blow to the West's policy of nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine. Trump suggested that he could bring Zelensky to Alaska for a subsequent three-way meeting, though Russia has not agreed to this. Washington sues to block federal takeover. The nation's capital challenged Trump's takeover of its police department in court on Friday. Just another side note to taking over Washington, D.C. Hours after the U.S. Attorney General named the DEA administrator as emergency police chief. District of Columbia Attorney General Brian Schwab said in the lawsuit that Trump is going far beyond his legal authority. So the Washington, D.C. is suing Trump. Also note, Trump said that he will walk if Putin meeting doesn't go well, just to let you guys know. In a snippet from an interview aboard Air Force One with Fox News Channel's Brett Baier, which is posted on X, Trump predicted that his meeting with the Russian president would work out very well, and if it doesn't, I'm going to head back home real fast. He said, I would walk, yeah. Yeah, I'd walk. He post on Brett Baier. He even spell Bayer. Oh boy.
Putin, the Alaska summit. Before the historic face-to-face, Brett gets a preview from the president from Air Force One. Then Sean is on the ground with the president's immediate reaction. One historic summit, 2 exclusive interviews, only on Fox News Channel. Donald Trump.
Lavrov showed up in Alaska wearing a USSR shirt.
Сергей Викторович, а вы первый раз на Аляске? Лизейте, скажите, пожалуйста. Первый? Бывал, я тут тоже. Вам нравится?
So good, guys. Is this a part of his piece?
But first, breaking tonight, President Trump says he thinks Russian leader Vladimir Putin would like to see a deal ending the war in Ukraine. The president saying tomorrow's meeting in Alaska should set the table for a more important second summit during which Putin and Ukraine's president will make peace. Senior White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich is in Anchorage, Alaska tonight. Good evening, Jackie.
Good evening, Brett. In the last 24 hours, President Trump has dampened expectations for an immediate ceasefire or even an agreement for Russia to stop targeting civilians, saying his main goal tomorrow is to get the Russian and Ukrainian leaders together in a second meeting. But Zelensky and European leaders have said a ceasefire is a prerequisite for further talks. And in the meantime, Putin appears to have his own goals in mind.
Tomorrow, all I want to do is set the table for the next meeting, which should happen shortly. Maybe in Alaska, where we just stay because it's so much easier.
President Trump says he has 3 locations in mind for a possible second summit, which would include Ukrainian President Zelensky, if things go well with Putin tomorrow.
That's going to be a meeting where they make a deal, and I don't want to use the word divvy things up, but, you know, to a certain extent, it's not a bad term, okay? But there will be a give and take as to boundaries, lands, et cetera, et cetera.
So he's not expecting anything, but he's talking about divvying up land. He's like, yeah, I don't want to use the word divvying up land, but that's what it's going to be.
If you guys encroach on the blue line, then everyone's going to start inching forward. So please, you two gentlemen, please scoot up. Thank you.
Also Sie sind noch bis knapp 11 Uhr unterwegs. Wir haben gerade
This is live in front of the J-Bear. This is where Putin and Trump are meeting.
etwas gehört haben. Hier gibt es eine blaue Linie, die darf man nicht überschreiten. Ich stand gerade mit einem Fuß drauf und dann kam jemand vor mir her und hat mich darauf hingewiesen, dass ich einen Schritt weiter nach vorne muss. Das nur zur Einordnung. Also Donald Trump ist noch in der Air Force One um 21 Uhr deutscher Zeit.
I was stationed in Alaska from 2013 to 2016. Yeah. 9-month tour overseas from there in support of Operation Enduring the Freedom. Freedom was not endured. We failed. We tried though. Right? That was the operation. Nice. Brett Baier at the golf tournament. I recently stood in a Ukrainian field as the sunflowers began to fade, the petals curling golden. Oh my god, dude. I can't stand MAGA that do shit like this, dude. She's well, that's like I don't know if it's Witkoff's daughter or the other one. Megan Mobs. Anyways, Sergei Lavrov wears provocative sweater. We saw that. USSR sweater. As you guys know, Putin once famously called the Soviet Union's collapse the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the century, which is what Putin has been trying to bring back together. That's what his whole goal is. He's trying to reunify the Soviet Union. I was stationed in Fairbanks at Fort Wainwright, just north of there. Just north of there. And there's Anchorage. Anchorage is here. There's where Anchorage, Alaska is. Very beautiful place. Really cool. It's like the biggest city that there is. So there's J-Bear. Okay, not really labeled much, but this is where J-Bear is. Okay. So that's where Putin will be landing here. The main civilian airport is over here. Obviously, this is Ted Stevens. J-Bear up here. But like when you're on the base, like you can see these mountains. So like when you're in here and you're doing shit, you can see the mountains, see? So here's where the motor pool we'd go to is. You go to like this motor pool. We had shit to, oh, let me see here. Oh, where'd the motor pools go? Oh, here they are. There's, oh, that's aircraft. Where the fuck? We were stationed in Fairbanks. Where the hell is all the motor pools at? That's the fitness center. We got to spend like very little time here. Unfortunately, it's the best place. This is the duty station you want. Look at, they had a fucking community basketball court on post. What the hell? General lives there. Anyways, either way, you can see the mountains from here. It's really cool. You see the mountains everywhere. But that's where Putin is gonna land. That's where he's gonna be. I was stationed up a little further. Right? I was up here. You know, way in the heart of Alaska. That's where I was, over here. Yep. That's my motor pool, 539th CTC. There it is. That's my unit right here. That's the unit I was in, 539th. I'd be hanging out, Specialist Mercado would be hanging out over here. We had our connexes, yep, back there. That's accurate. This was the other unit's motor pool. We didn't really go over in that side. This was our half right here. And we lived over here, and then we got moved. That's where I was, in Fairbanks. Big ass place. Giant state. One highway that gets you down to Anchorage. And it's worth it. Like if you want to go to Alaska, you probably just go into Anchorage and then drive, get a rental car. You can only really drive. Man, there's not many options for you to drive in Alaska. I think it's like this. Like Anchorage to, where is it? That's Denali Park. Yeah, here you go. This is your highways. And that's like one, and then there's another one that goes like this, I think. And then that's about it. You can't drive anywhere over here or up here. You gotta fly. There's like dirt roads you can take. You can take like country roads, figure it out. Like this like type shit. You got these. Or dirt roads. And you can ride those up. Yep. You don't have a gas station though, so I mean you better bring fuel with you. You're gonna have to bring fuel in your trunk or whatever, because there's nowhere to stop. So you can get up there, but you gotta bring extra fuel. Yep. You'll be meeting Putin in Russia. So guys, we're covering the Trump-Putin meeting today. Got a couple live feeds. Ice roads. Yeah, up there, but also there were ice roads on the way to Anchorage too. The highways could be pretty intense. You worked at Denali, it was awesome. Is Trump visiting Putin a distraction of the Epstein files in your opinion? Yes, but like at this point, the Epstein files are not the main story. I'm just gonna be honest. Like it's a part of it, but like Russia's invasion of Ukraine is very important. So like, don't view it as like he's doing this only to distract from the Epstein files. The Epstein files are a series of events that add up to the lies of this administration, but it's not the main course here for me. Let's admit that Russia's coming to America wearing CCP t-shirts make Trump look a weak little bitch. on U.S. soil. Sad. People are saying Orange Jesus looks small. Putin has a video of him with Epstein, I think. Likely. Getting pissed on, probably, huh? Probably getting peed on. His favorite. Okay, you want to know a good feed on X? I should probably just message. Let me message Nikki quick who she's following. We also got flight radar up, you guys, so we can track when Putin's playing. I think Putin's going to be landing soon. NATO Supreme Allied Commander in Alaska to provide Trump with military advice. General Alexis Grinkenwich, NATO's Supreme Allied Commander of Europe in Alaska, to provide military advice to Trump. They won't take it. Russia occupies all of Crimea and significant parts of 4 other Ukrainian regions. Yep, that's what Putin wants. So, in any deal of land, just expect that this is likely what it's going to look like. If Russia gets their way, which they only have every single time. So if there is to be a negotiated deal of peace for land, which is what Trump is literally alluding to every time, you can expect that to be Kherson, Zaporizhia, Donetsk, and Luhansk, along with Crimea. Because that is exactly what Putin wanted after he realized he couldn't take all of Ukraine in the initial days of the invasion. Initial days of the invasion, Russia wanted to take Ukraine right away. They tried to blitzkrieg Kyiv in the north, right? All this blue was occupied territory. So as you guys can see that, right? So Russia failed there, and ever since like the end of 2022, middle of 2023, the new cope was, well, Russia will settle for Kherson, Zaporizhia, Donetsk, and Luhansk, which they already have all of Luhansk occupied, and they have Crimea occupied. And then parts of Donetsk, it's getting worse in Donetsk. Now they're actually pushing into Dnipro Oblast. Not good. But they're right on the border of Dnipro Oblast right now, so that push in Donetsk continues. This one is getting further and further into Donetsk here. So you got a couple pushes by Russia just ahead of this meeting. As the front lines have not been going well. But in any land negotiation deal, Putin wants those oblasts, and from what we've seen is Trump is willing to give Putin whatever the hell he wants, and Trump literally said that many times. Putin can do whatever the hell he wants. So he said some mean things at Putin lately on Twitter, but that doesn't mean anything to me, or whatever app he uses. So if there is to be a negotiated peace between U.S. and Russia without Ukraine, you can expect that. Immigrant advocates in D.C. are advising immigrants to measure risks carefully. Okay, that's kind of separate, but yeah, that's for sure. It's happening. We have a new update. Washington residents signed banner at free D.C. protests. So we're gonna have a lot of protest coverage coming up again. Good thing I've been resting my laurels in Battlefield 6 so I could be motivated and energized to do all this. We're gonna have protests tomorrow in Minnesota too. There's a protest plan. John, you've been crying for years. You're in my comments, you cry every day. Yeah, they're showing the same feed. So we're on that though. We have that look, and then we also have in front of the base. We got our flight radar up. Let me refresh. Right here. They got up there. Got a news chopper or something. They're probably not. I don't know if flight radar will have it. They should. What's this? Oh, here it is. This is him right here. This is Putin right here. Tupolev 24. This is Putin's plane right here, coming in right now. I give her the 5 gifted 23. So we're gonna stay on flight radar. There it is. It's coming in. We can watch it land on the. They should have it on the feed here soon then. This is embarrassing. Remember all the fucking losers that said, hey, you guys remember all the losers we had to deal with when like talking about Ukraine, and like they thought we were being divisive because I said, hey, Donald Trump will give Ukraine to Putin on a silver platter. And people were like, that's divisive. You're pushing conservatives away from supporting Ukraine by saying that. And now here we are into this dumb fuck's administration, and you got Putin landing here, you dumb fucking idiots. I'm getting mad now. I'm getting mad watching this dumbass plane land. Remember all that, chat? Remember that? Remember how we had to deal with that? Mercado's divisive because he says the truth to conservatives. And we can't watch him. It's so bad. I can't even watch that Mercado for 5 minutes because he shits on conservatives. Because he says Trump will give Ukraine away. Okay, here you go. There you go. And he landed. That's too bad. Of all the plane crashes we've seen of this year. All the plane crashes we've seen. Mercado is a divisive figure in the pro-Ukraine community because he says the truth. And we don't like him. He's a black sheep. We like that. We like that Jake bro. He's our Ukraine guy now. Only him. Seven months in and Putin is landing in Alaska. Congratulations. Congratulations. It was like that, guys. If you haven't been paying attention. Obviously, you know that since the riots in 2020 in Minneapolis, I've been covering the invasion of Ukraine. And oh my God, has it been the worst political nightmare of everything, of ever. Just to support a country that's trying to defend itself. Spend 3 minutes. You spend 3 minutes on like, oh, and hey, why is America not helping Ukraine more? Oh, okay, yeah, my bad. Hey, Republicans in America are telling their other Republicans that all of our tax money is going to Ukraine, and Zelensky's a Jewish dictator that's taking all of our money. That's what's going on out here. Now we got Putin landed safely in Alaska. Congratulations, dude. And also, likely out of this deal, Ukraine is gonna, not by their choice, but have to forcibly give up land now. Because we had dumb fucking idiots for the past 3 years. Politically. We had, and I was realizing why we had nobody serious politically. Like that are populists politically cover Ukraine. They were like avoiding it for some reason. I don't know what the hell was going on. All the major political streamers, especially on the left, they didn't really cover Ukraine at all. Talk about Ukraine whatsoever. And then the right wing was like talking about Ukraine Nazis and shit all the time, and it was just pointless. Like, you wouldn't even listen to the right wing shit at all. But then the left, the biggest, like, and shout out Any Destiny, does his best he can, but he didn't really talk about Ukraine at all. Dylan does. He's not like the biggest political streamer, but he's involved with them. He does debates. But really, Ukraine wasn't really on the radar after like the first few months of the invasion. It fell off. Especially when October 7th happened. October 7th happened, and it was like the large portion of the Ukraine support community was like, now we have to support Israel. We have to support Israel just like we support in Ukraine. And they put the Israeli flag right next to the Ukrainian flag and like made that a thing. Enforced it. They're fighting. It's the same fight. No, it's not. Never was. That ruined a lot of Ukraine support too, by the way. So you had a combination of that, conservatives, but also Ukraine is conservative too. So it was like, I think it was like cooked from the beginning. So Ukraine is a conservative country. A lot of the people that support Ukraine are conservative. And when you had the conservative mainstream base pushing Russian propaganda, I think it might have been cooked from day one. I think it might have been cooked from day one. Liberals were attached for sure, but like the driving factor of the thing has always been conservative, because the country is conservative, and it's just embarrassing. It's completely embarrassing. Dumbass landed safely. So that's Putin's plane. We're just looking at it on the flight radar, and I'm ranting because it's just every day for 3 years. Well, we're still in it, but like at this point, like, what do you do now? Now what? Tracked by 400,000 people right now. Might as touch talking about Ukraine every day. Yeah, but
You don't need to change anything.
they're kind of in a niche. I wouldn't consider them mainstream yet.
Yeah, that's going into a different. Right, that's what I'm saying. It's not plugged in yet. Well, right now I have my bars going there.
Politically stupid, this whole thing. We had Republicans in the U.S. Congress literally stall aid on purpose for Donald Trump politically to give him a political advantage in the election. You have the majority of the Republicans that are vocal about Ukraine are like Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's not the other way around. You have like one or two Republicans that will like be honest about Ukraine. And their voice is absolutely not relevant at all. Okay, his plane disappeared now, so it's there. He's parked. Jesus fucking Christ, brother. They have a fucking red carpet for him. They have a fucking red carpet for him. Why are the F-35s red? What the fuck, bro? We're so cooked. We are so fucked. We are so fucked. Oh boy. Jesus, dude. Unreal. There it is. Hey, we should do a photo album, a screenshot 2025, and then we can look back on like 2022 and we were all like all just innocent and wanted Ukraine to win. And then now for the past 3 years just been dragged through the mud of that principle. And now here we are watching the Russians on a fucking red carpet walk into Alaska.
Where'd Tony go, Steve?
They moved him.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know if they'll come back or
That's allowed?
they may come back.
Oh, sweet.
Why all the red? Because Russia, just like his whatever the fuck was gold and red for China. This dude this dude will literally sell us out to Russia, and people like seriously want to have a honest argument.
Hey.
Or we want to talk about or dumbass. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Or we got political influencers in America that are like, is the left too far left? Is there room for the left in Democratic Party? That's like what they're on, and like some liberals on, dude. Fuck off, bro.
Well, that's because there's...
You're literally about to lose all of it to Russia.
At some point...
And like for some reason, I guess grilling Republicans is like not okay to do. Or like people, unless like some people will, but on the online political sphere, it's just like something like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on the left. When I'm looking at the content that's coming out. But I don't feel like there's enough energy at this administration, like unified yet. I don't know what it's gonna take.
I don't know where that's coming from.
Poking and prodding though, ain't he? He's poking and prodding, so we'll see what happens.
Scritch is over at...
Yeah, military in DC again, just after having the military in LA. See what he can get away with. Don't cry. I ain't crying. Ain't no crying here. Just telling you what it is.
Yeah. Well, the way the sequence of events is going to work, as I know it, is, first of all, you're going to see POTUS arrive, and then you're going to see Putin arrive, and then you're going to see Putin and POTUS kind of walking up to this shot that you're looking at now, down that red carpet.
So Trump said he said that Trump is going to arrive and then Putin is going to arrive.
Immediately, they arrived. They both arrived.
Wait, so Putin arrived before Trump?
And then they walked this red carpet, and there is no audio there. Anybody starts calling saying they don't hear There is no mock-up. Then after that, then they'll start, they go to the bylaws, the photo op, and then it's later on this evening around 6:30, I think it is. That's when the press conference is. So that's kind of your sequence of events.
We're gonna be with this all day today. Remember, Alaska is 3 hours in the past, so we're locked in all day. He said 6:30 p.m. press conference. Make our soldiers salute Putin and shit. That'll be awesome. Best part about being on a flight line, though, you don't have to wear your PC. Messing about being on the flight line because they're on the tarmacs. You don't have to wear their fucking cover. I like the hands in the pockets, though. Can we do that? Hey, these are Alaska warriors, dude. I swear to God. Drop it. Fucking drop it. Just drop it. Drop it. Please drop it and break. Drop it. I hope it breaks right here on camera. Please, God. Please, if there is a God, you will break it right now. That looks stupid. That's fine, though. Oh, God isn't real, guys. Sorry to break it to you.
Looks kind of pretty.
It looks kind of pretty. Does it?
I'll make good television.
Yep. Good TV. I'm about to start being like these press dudes. It's just, yeah, good TV. That's what Trump is. The meme president. The content president. And just endless amounts of content. Gotta get the red carpet ready for Putin. I gotta post this. I can't give out special troll badges. I'm trying to maintain my composure as best I can. I'm not gonna try to like fly off the handle all day today. My blood pressure, my health. It's been like watching a freight train coming. Just watching it. It's like since the end of 2022. While Ukraine was having successes, you had an equal amount of pressure from Americans and the Republicans regurgitating Russian propaganda on main in 4K on their accounts just every day at the end of 2022, talking about all the, oh my God, dude. And then we had to ignore that, I guess, for the piece of like the pro-Ukraine shit, like because people couldn't handle the facts. This makes my brain hurt. I'm just gonna support Ukraine, which, yeah, you should have done that and said nothing else. What up, Haji? What's Trump getting out of this? Attention. That's what he's getting out of it. Feeling like the big bad big peacemaker bullshit guy because he's meeting with Putin. Yeah, vacuum it. It's literally raining outside. This is some army shit for sure. Gotta vacuum the carpet for Putin. It's probably the guy they had clean up after the Epstein parties. Diddy cleaner. And the EU should make a meeting to discuss which part of America should be giving back to the UK. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about all that. Listen, I'm with the spirit of the people that fought against that. The Trump and shit that's in now, they would have been with the redcoats. They would have their turncoats. Yeah, smell it for drugs. No, bomb dog actually. Put a surprise right in the A. Thank you, Michelle. I'm for the 5. Just shocking images. I don't know what AP's showing now. You can hardly see anything. Looks like it's raining more.
No, I just figured before.
Vacuuming on the carpet while it's raining outside, though. What's that like? Vacuuming moist carpet stage.
According to the original schedule.
Yeah. I won't need to use it until he lands.
There you go.
What do you guys think of this? What do you guys think of this garbage? Why are they vacuuming for the? Because and Trump is going to be showing respect, as he always does. Yeah, I'm sure it's hard to vacuum with a moist carpet. That's gotta suck. What's that like? Jodes Rame says pure political theater. Yep. Ain't nothing. No, again, the best case scenario, which is just that nothing, it just continues, which that's still not optimal. I mean, nothing, Ukraine is getting nothing out of this no matter what. Okay, they're getting nothing out of this, but at best, at very best, nothing happens. And it's just, we had talks, the talks went well, but then nothing changes, and then it's still not going well for Ukraine, and it's not like Ukraine's going to get a weapons package or anything. The only way that this could be reversed, or like something can happen, is if Europe grows a pair of balls and puts troops in Ukraine. The only way. Because you ain't getting nothing out of America. And the worst case that's coming is going to be giving up land for a peace. That's the worst. The best, again, is nothing changes, and it's as if like yesterday. Which, again, still not going well. But Europe needs to absolutely, like, do something serious. And until they do, it's going to be a slow burn on Ukraine. With no upside right now. There's no upside to leaving. There's no upside in leaving Ukraine in the situation they're in right now. That sucks. And hoping for a Trump brokered peace is going to give Russia Ukrainian territory. The stage. Oh, nice. I'm making a post really quick, guys. Oh, my bad. I'm still shocked. My bad. I'm making a post of the Alaska, the red carpet. Yeah, post this out. We must save ourselves from 2026 with the voting power. Yeah, voting, engaging, going to protests. Like, if you haven't gone to a protest yet, you're not, unless you're physically unable. Beyond that, though, you gotta get over it and go. You just gotta get over it and go to one. There's no excuse if I can't make it to the big city, because there are absolute small town protests that are happening. Or protests that aren't in the main city, especially Minnesota. They're all over now. Is this really what Republicans voted for? Yep, they did, 100%. Don't let them tell you otherwise either. They want to say, I didn't vote for this. Yeah, they did. Yep, they 100% did. All of this was written beforehand. He said it was going to happen. The biggest Republican influencers said that this is what they wanted. They advocated for it. So don't never let anyone that voted for Trump in 2024 tell you that this isn't what they voted for. This is exactly what they voted for. A good amount of them continue to say it too. Yep, this is what I voted for. So if they come out and say, I didn't vote for losing my job. Yeah, you did. I didn't vote for my benefits to be taken away. You did. You did that. I didn't vote for Putin and Trump to be... Yeah, you did. You did. Will it be outside the meeting? No. There will be something for everyone to watch here, like, because Trump's a content president, and so is Putin. Putin can be too. So they'll do something for everybody to see, but the meeting itself will be behind closed doors. Might have said Putin just landed. Mercado Media said Putin landed because we watched it. Mercado Media had Putin landing. We watched it on the Flight Radar live. I got mad for a while watching him land. Ah, they finally turned off the hot mic. I was like, oh, we left the schedule. I'll turn that on just to have a sound. All of this was pre-written and pre-told. Never have I seen an open and honest, we're gonna fuck everyone. Because, you know why? Because Republicans live in a world of, like, the other side is lies. And so they have to, like, cope to believe what they're being told, but it's projection. It's all projection. There's, like, the policies of the Democratic Party are not always good and need to be reformed, and that's a reason to criticize them. The Republicans are just nothing but, like, lie. There's nothing honest. There's nothing to analyze. There's nothing to be like, oh, that's a good policy. All the policies are to take your money and give it to the corporations. That's the Republican policy. That's the Republican Party. Take your money, give it to corporations. That's it. There's nothing else. And then to take all your benefits, take anything that you've gotten from the public, call public funding communism, get you to believe in it, and then give more of your money to the billionaires. That is the only point of Republican politics at all, period. Are there a lot of rich people in America? Yeah, that's why it works sometimes. Because a lot of rich people get behind it, obviously, and it'll benefit them, and then they'll get the tax breaks, and then they'll be like, yeah, we're working class too. We're the actual working class. Those poors are communists, but the poors are just like the middle class and most of Americans. But then they get the most bigoted of that sect of people to then be against the other half. Whatever. Fuck Dems, you are all war hawks. Trump is making peace. Trump ain't doing shit. The fuck out of here. War hawks. Nice buzzword. Fox News said that once, and now you idiots just keep saying it. You ever notice that? You ever notice Republicans speak in only campaign slogans and actual narratives? Only war hawk that's landing here is Putin. Trump can be when it comes to the Middle East and protecting Israel, but not right now. He was for a minute there with Iran. We got war hawk Putin landing. He's the one that started the invasion. Never have I ever heard that you're a war hawk because you want to help a country defend itself. Let's see what we got here. Be their 7th face-to-face meeting overall. What will summit access look like? Trump seems to have a better idea of what he'll do if talks fail. Some of the latest information coming out. U.S. President Trump seems to have a clearer picture of what an unsuccessful summit with the Russian President Vladimir Putin looks like than a successful one. He said on his way here he'll walk if the talks go south. He's threatened severe consequences on Russia if Putin doesn't agree to end the war. And he's promised to downgrade planned joint press conference to a solo appearance if he doesn't like Putin's offers. Much less clear is what exactly success might look like. I can't tell you that. I don't know, Trump said when asked that question aboard Air Force One. There's nothing set in stone. He said he wanted certain things, namely a ceasefire in Ukraine, but beyond that, appeared open to options. He said he wanted certain things, namely ceasefire in Ukraine. He hasn't described, for example, what land swapping would be acceptable for the war to end. So he hasn't described what that meant, being very vague. The one thing he's been explicit about is wanting to bring Putin and Zelensky together into the same room to work it out, but plans for that remain hazy, and it's far from clear either side will find conditions appropriate. That means for now we have a better sense of what will happen if the summit falls apart than if it succeeds. Trump and Putin will meet, obviously. The last time Trump shared a room with Putin, the relationship, perhaps the most scrutinized association of any two people in the world, was enjoying an upswing. 6 years later, not much positive has happened for relations between the countries. Putin invaded Ukraine a year after Trump left office, and in the months since the U.S. president returned to the White House for a second term, Moscow has shown zero indication it will let up. Remember, Trump said that Putin is peddling bullshit. Here's the venue. Guess CNN was up in there. 1 second, we got an ad. Check into the stream, put in the comment where you're tuned in from. Put in the chat where you're tuned in from if you could. Share the stream. Whiskey Leaks, thank you for subscribing on the Twitch.
This is actually going to be. I'm going to step out of the frame just so you can see behind me right now. You can see the chairs. They're set up with a U.S. delegation on the right side, a Russian delegation on the left, and 2 lecterns there on the stage. That obviously indicates that they are still planning on having that joint press conference. But whether or not that actually goes forward can tell us a lot about how the White House feels that this meeting went, Boris, because the president himself has said that if he doesn't hear what he wants to hear from Putin as they sit down and come face to face, the first time since he has been back inside the White House, he has said, and just repeated on Air Force One a few moments ago, that he is willing to walk.
Okay. Okay, so that one wasn't Putin's plane? U.S. Air Force. Where would Putin's plane be then? Got an update. Apparently that was Dmitry Peskov's plane. Russian reporter Pavel Zarubin stated that the aircraft that just landed in Anchorage was not Putin's plane. Instead, it was the plane of a Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, who was also on board. About 500,000 people followed the landing online in real time, expecting it to be Putin. Duh. Russia Special Flight Squadron. Where do they find that one at? Yeah, we got blue balled. I'm still, I mean, my energy is still the same about it, no matter what. Whether that was Putin's plane or not, when his plane does land. Yeah, Lavrov already arrived. Why would you think Putin would not be coming? There's another Russian plane coming in here. This could be Putin. China Southern Cargo. This could be Putin right here. Could be. More and more people are tracking it now. That's a bigger plane. No information. Oh, disappeared. That was him. That was Putin's plane. Nice. Well, there it went. Did it crash? No. No, it didn't. There it is. It's back again. Just did a blip. There's his plane. Could be. You can use a jet ski. Yeah, like where? No, this is it right here. You guys see it? Aleutian IL-96 300. There it is. There, what is Putin's plane? They're gonna likely cut to it on AP. The plane is just getting into mainland Alaska now. You have a southern China cargo coming in too. That's probably Putin shit.
That's the plane right over the water. It's over the water, yeah.
Alright, so we'll watch his plane come in from here. Is assuming this would be Putin's plane. Yeah, there are 500,000 people watching that thing. Share the stream if you guys haven't. Like the video. Like the video. Share the stream. You haven't seen you on your feed in a year? That's crazy. I've been live every day. Not every day. Well, on my other channel, but good to see you back. Covered some major stories over the past year. ICE protests in LA, the wildfires. Welcome, hey, welcome, Chungus. We'll see how this plane, if this plane is the one. Welcome, Chungus and friends. Keep up the great work. I gotta get ready for physical therapy. Sounds good. Oh, no, we'll be live all day. When you're done with your physical therapy, I mean, I'm probably still gonna be alive. Lavrov already landed. We watched Dmitry Peskov's plane land. We're going over the mountains now. I hate it. I hate it. Why? They're gonna get ready to show Putin come in on the feed. What, did we freeze? What the hell happened?
So he had to sleep in a plane. He had to sleep in a plane.
Where did it go? Okay, it's following the China plane. Fucking thing keeps disappearing.
Wait, is that? Oh, wait, I think that's
I like this kid's narration.
what is it? Dad, how did it land?
Is that Trump's plane landing? That looks like POTUS. I don't know if that's not the Russian plane. Thank you, USR.
That's the Russian.
No, that's not. That's the blue. That's the. Oh, nice. Protester out there. Got a lot going on here. I can't tell if that's the. I think they got the blue on the front. They're not going to be showing any planes landing in, are they? Well, I can't see Putin's plane anymore. We have a AWACS plane in the sky. We have an AWACS plane over the whole thing. You can't cover. You can't follow the Air Force One, can you? They don't have that shit on for anything. I think they shut off Putin's. Let me see. Yeah, there was a plane coming in, and now you can't see it at all. Likely it was Putin's plane.
Oh yeah, that is a little.
Following the China cargo plane. I can't tell. I think that might be just a regular. This plane here in the feed that we're looking at might just be Alaskan Airlines.
No.
You got the IL-76 on the coastline? Why did it look like it? I think that it might have been. No, that was Trump that landed then. You tagged me in 2 tweets. Nice. Putin's plane has entered U.S. airspace and already approaching land in Anchorage. Several hours stop at Magadan where he continued his journey. Why can't I see that one? What's going on with my flight radar then? I can only see the China one. This is bullshit.
If I could see him come out here without.
Let me refresh. You tag Trump as we're supposed to coming in. Yep. Looking for the plane that we were looking at though. We were looking at Putin's plane. I can't see it now.
There's another plane, guys. Okay. There's another plane. Oh, here comes another one.
That's Trump. So Trump landed. Breaking Trump is coming in for a landing. That was Air Force One that we saw land then. On the AP feed. So that they're gonna get ready for Trump. Putin's coming in next. Thank you, Mod Nikki. An L-shaped red carpet. Yeah, L-shaped for sure. This is a fat L. This whole thing is a fat L. Oh, why the hell or what the hell happened that I can't track Putin's plane anymore now on my flight radar? I'm gonna try loading in flight radar again. Did it break? Did you too many people looking at it? Arrest Putin on the runway? We can't. That's why he's meeting with us. We have nothing to do that. America is not a part of the ICC. We are not a part of that. I don't see Putin's point. He turned off the transponder. Yeah, it looked like it. Maybe if some were able to track it still through, but it was right behind the China plane. I just don't see it now.
The president also travels with lots of people. So lots of news people and lots of, like, aides.
So that's Air Force One right here then.
People travel with him, so he has to have a big plane to carry all.
Air Force One's right there. Should use red instead.
Let's guard. Guards that make coffee for us. Coffee.
Oh, okay, you see it gone too. Yeah, you got a China cargo plane landing next. Maybe it has the Epstein files in it. Okay, let's stick on this one. You're likely gonna see Trump come out of the plane now. Check in, guys, if you could. Air Force One could be refueled mid-flight. Indeed, it can.
Why is it going in the back? Well, he'll come out the front. The press, they'll drop the lower stairs down.
Wow, you got soldiers putting out red carpet. Man, it's wild. Putin is about 45 minutes away from Anchorage. That's what it looked like before the transponder went off. Let me see. They'll probably have Putin's plane on AP as it's coming in. Are those Russian fighter jets? No, there are F-35s, but with red on them. So they look like they're Russian. Surprised Russia still has a plane that can make the journey. Alaska is not far from Russia. So literally a hop, skip, and a jump. In the wintertime, the natives of Little Diomede, you can jet ski, or not jet ski, snowmobile over there. There you go. The Diomede Islands is owned by Russia. Yeah, people that live out here. Yep. People live here. They're Americans too. Yep, this is America's side, and then there's the Russia right there. That's it. That's it. Want to know the actual gap between America and Russia? It's this. There it is. Yep. So the only Alaskans that can see Russia from their house would be those that live here. And by the way, Sarah Palin never went here. Sarah Palin never went there. So when she said that shit, it made everyone laugh because you can't see Russia from here. I never went here. Wales. Looks like it's just a strip town. Probably cold as hell. Never went over here. A whole lot of tundra, dude. Just land. It is land on land on land, dude. Land for years. It is massive. You don't think she said it? She did, though. The red on the F-35s are air taking covers. That's all they are. Bad optic, but yeah. I mean, yeah. Trump is all about... Republicans are only about optics. And aesthetics. So when he chooses colors and he does things, it's on purpose. It ain't no like, oh, they're just air covers and They just so happen to be the Russian red color. Or the ball that he had just so happened to look like China stars, and no, he does it on purpose. Yeah, and pedophilia too. Sorry, I lost connection. Where did I do service? In Fairbanks. I was stationed in the Fairbanks, so that would have been up here. That's where I was stationed. Here was my motor pool. I showed this a little earlier, but I'll show it again. That's where I worked every day. 539th CTC motor pool. And then our flight line was right here. We had to run around that thing a few times. Massive state. Bigger than Texas. By a long shot. The actual biggest state we have. It's stupid big. It's called Pedo Force 1. Well, the rain let up a little bit, it looks like. So we got Air Force 1 already there. Putin is a half hour-ish away. He's coming in for a landing. In the summertime, it's pretty warm in Alaska. You got and then also you got the 24-hour daylight. So you can be outside like all night. You got big mosquitoes though. Mosquitoes are massive. They're about the size of a quarter. So you gotta have bug spray on. They have commercial weapons grade bug spray in Alaska that you can't get anywhere else because of how bad it is. But you can be out there. You said Alaska's the size of Western Europe. I know. You could put Alaska in the middle of the United States and it would take up most of the US too. Only like a part of the California and like a couple states in, and then the East Coast, same thing. The East Coast would still exist. But Alaska is the size of like most of the continental US by itself. Guys, just tuning in. We're tracking the Putin-Trump meeting. Got live coverage of the landing. I don't know how much they're going to cover of the meeting itself. I got a poll for you guys. I got a poll for the chat. You think Trump is watching shark videos? You think he's sitting there watching? You think he's watching the baby shark video? Rubio Witkoff holding Krasnov hands.
Get some hikes in.
It'd be 10:34 in the morning. You got 10:34 in the morning, Alaska time, chat. Engage in the poll if you haven't. Share the stream to a friend. Like the video. Do all the things. Take a moment while we're waiting for Mango Mussolini to walk down the steps. Alaska's in its own time zone. Yep. Hour behind the West Coast. They are 3 hours behind the Central Time. Do all of the things. I do appreciate all of you. Newsom's office responds to rolled over comment. New ad. No, but how woke of you to ask. I'm sorry Greg's feelings were hurt. Poor guy. We hope he recovers. What is that? Greg Abbott, who is in a wheelchair, and Newsom said he rolled over for...
Congressman Greg Abbott, who is in a wheelchair, and Newsom says he rolled over for Trump. That's almost as bad as Jasmine Crockett calling him Governor Hot Wheels.
Well... Greg Abbott won't be able to roll away from that one. Maybe Greg Abbott should take a stand. So funny that they want to clutch pearls and play games now. Democrats should have always played dirty. I don't understand why they pretended not to for a while, or pretended that they're like above it. It's more fun too. Ain't more fun. Ain't no pretending like we have to be peace on earth, kumbaya. No one. That's boring, anyways. This shit's lame. Start calling them all types of names. Gives a fuck. They do it all day, anyways. That's what they do. That's their entire identity. So do that, but also have the policies that you have, and you'll be fine.
As a kid said.
JD is landing at Air Force Base. So we're waiting for him to walk out. It's got to be a spectacle, so it's probably going to be a minute or two. I wish I had my feet. It's so cooked, like it's all over the place. Oof. Newsom's press office is going crazy.
Kate. Kate.
Kate.
No, yeah, I want a piece of cake.
Oh, he wants a piece of cake?
Yeah,
They're giving cake out?
they're not here.
Woodcoff and Rubio to join Trump and Putin meeting. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt told reporters aboard Air Force One that Trump won't be meeting Putin alone. Oh boy. It'll be a 3-on-3 meeting instead of a 1-on-1. So it'll be Putin, Lavrov, and not Peskov, maybe Peskov. No, it's the other guy. I mean, this is what it was like when Trump went to Russia and got peed on, so we just have to watch it now. Before it happened behind closed doors, and like we had to hear about it afterwards, but now we actually all get to watch it. Yeah, Dmitriev, yeah, that one. That guy. Peskov will be there to just like talk about it afterwards. Hillary couldn't hesitate. If Donald Trump negotiates an end to Putin's war on Ukraine without Ukraine having to cede territory, I'll nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize myself. Damn, Hillary. Where is that? Did Hillary actually say that? Yep, she did.
Excuse me?
She did indeed say that. Hillary.
If Trump were the architect of that, I'd nominate him for a...
Hillary, why are you yelling?
Nobel Peace Prize.
We are on the precipice of a meeting between President Trump and President Putin in Alaska. Drawing on your experience as Secretary of State, if you were en route to Alaska, what would you be looking to get? What does an acceptable deal look like?
He is not meeting with a friend. He is meeting with an adversary, and an adversary who wants to see the destruction of the United States and the Western alliance. But if he could bring about the end to this terrible war, where Putin is the aggressor, invading a neighbor country, trying to change the borders, if he could end it without putting Ukraine in a position where it had to concede its territory to the aggressor, had to, in a way, validate Putin's vision of greater Russia, but instead could really stand up to Putin to make it clear there must be a ceasefire, there will be no exchange of territory, and that over a period of time, Putin should be actually withdrawing from the territory he seized in order to demonstrate good faith efforts, let us say, not to threaten European security. If President Trump were the architect of that, I'd nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize.
So basically, if Trump can do everything he's never done before. If only Trump could be, if Trump could be a completely different person. Trump should know by now that he's not meeting with a friend tonight. Yep. But he's meeting with his friend. Trump's meeting with his friend. They won't let two lovers meet in private. Damn. White House official confirms Trump's one-on-one with Putin is no longer happening. Yeah, and said it will be a 3-on-3 with Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Secretary of State Marco Rubio joining Trump. Not clear who will join Putin from the Russian side. For the expanded bilateral meeting and working lunch, Trump will be joined by Secretary Marco Rubio, Secretary Pete Hegseth, and Secretary Scott Bessent. There he is. He's back. Putin's over Big Lake, Alaska right now. Coming in for a landing. Went off for a second. Right over the Denali National. Maybe they wanted to fly Putin over the mountain to show him. Look at the mountain. Look at Alaska. Look at Russia's mountain. How do you say Mount McKinley in Russian? Or Denali. How do you say Denali in Russian? That's what you see here. That's why you drive up, because when you go through the state park, that's where you see the mountain range, and you can go into it and shit. And you got Mount McKinley, which now is Denali, which is what its original name was. That's its native name, so. That's really cool though. This whole drive, like as soon as you get through Willow and you're on Highway 3, you gotta keep going south. But there's a big mountain range here and like water. This driving here looks so cool if you're doing it. It starts getting cool after you get past like, well, the Denali State Park, and then it kind of gets boring again, and then you get towards Willow, and you get closer to here, and it's like just mountains and really cool shit to look at while you're driving. Highway 1, Highway 2, and Highway 3. Highway 3 will take you to Fairbanks. Highway 3 is what we were on most of the time. Dubsy Dabster, thank you for the 2. Says Ukraine. Said Alaska's amazing. I recommend everyone go there at least once. Yeah, before Russia takes it. Before Trump gives it to Russia. Keep in mind, it's also especially bad that all this is happening is like just to give you guys some context. In Russia, they are taught that Alaska is Russian as kids in school. It's part of the culture and that's like feeds into the America's our greatest enemy. That's how Russians think. It's not like lazy ass Americans that are like just so lazy with their geopolitics that are like, Russia, oh, they're not so bad. I don't care about that. I don't care about those Russians. That's what my grandpa cared about that in the Cold War. That's boring. Cold War, ain't no war happened. They had to hide under their desks and shit. That sounds lame. Yeah, that's something the old people had to deal with. I don't care about Russia anymore. Meanwhile, Russia is like hyper focused on the fact that America is like their greatest enemy, and then their media and their news media talk about nuking Washington D.C. every single week. Could be a strat to ignore them, but when the point of the Russian president literally coming to Alaska now, and we have Trump as president, you got Russia's major war in Ukraine and trying to territorial expand, and they need America to back off so they can continue to do it, even though America has kind of backed off already. But then when America backed off, Europe should have stepped in, but they haven't. Especially selling more weapons to Europe. They're going to be even more cucked to the United States now. Where is he going? Just fucking flying around, looking at the land. Ah, yes. You gotta come in for the angle here. You gotta get the right angle. Wisconsin's... The Packers suck. I'll give you that. Let's go Vikings. Hey, let's go. Coming up. So this has to be Putin's plane. The last one that we were looking at earlier in the stream was Dmitry Peskov's press secretary. Let me see. Has Trump gotten off the plane yet? No. Are they really gonna like wait till he arrives and then walk off together and like hold hands or what? The Vikings are trash. Go Bears. You know, I just feel bad for you being a Bears fan at that point. You know, there's nothing much to say. I mean, what do you say? Let's go DJ Moore. So, yeah. Help. It's going to be the Vikings and Lions fighting for first place, Green Bay, and then Chicago at the bottom again. Vikings got better, though. I'll tell you that. Lost Rondale Moore, so that sucks. But beyond that, I mean, Ty Felton's a good rookie. We have Jalen Naylor as a third receiver, so... The Bears. The Bears are certainly a team, though. They're certainly a team in the National Football League. Certainly one of the teams of all time. Okay, so we'll keep up. I don't know why I don't follow Caitlin Collins. Here's where it looks like. We're gonna have a press conference. That's what the interior will look like. Pursuing peace. Yeah, let's pursue it. It's so far away. I wonder why we don't have peace. Okay, we can watch Putin's plane land now. Who they're gonna make disrespectfully late and disembarking his plane? Trump is making everyone else wait right now. Trump hasn't even gotten off the plane.
Cold hands, warm heart, baby.
Well, three years and 6 months into Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, and the Russian president is landing in Anchorage, Alaska, to negotiate land settlement with Donald Trump, president. I didn't see this coming 3 years ago. I'm trying to think back. To when I first started covering the invasion. And I was trying to look ahead, and I was like, where is this going to go eventually? So Putin's plane's coming in. I'm taking photos of it. We should be able to see it coming in on the feed too. Trump is waiting for Putin. Got to make sure your partner gets off first. Jeez. So as we see, chat, we're looking at Putin's plane come in, land at Elmendorf Air Force Base in Anchorage, Alaska. That's our U.S. military base. I don't know if they... Nope, nothing on the feeds yet. Pictures coming in. They should cut to it any moment. It's coming over the water now. Take a moment to share the stream, guys, if you could. We'll be live coverage all day, so even if you have to step away, whatnot, you can come back. Okay. Well, we said we don't need. We're gonna look at it. It's coming over the water now, so just watch it on the feed. I wonder if they have any jets covering it. There's the Russian plane right there. Come on, AP, straighten it out. The Russian plane's coming in for it's coming in for a landing. If AP can move their camera feed over to the plane landing, that would be amazing. There you go. Oh. See how you see just nothing but mountains just all around this thing? Well, and genocidal terrorist Vladimir Putin has landed on U.S. soil. I love this so much for us. And he is touchdown. So that's the Russian plane. Yep. He's here, so you should hear the Russian plane in this feed. You kind of do, I think. That's Putin's plane. Those are Russian jets. Obviously, Putin had jet escort. Yeah. They didn't look like F-35s in the sky. I could be wrong. If there's a Air Force expert that could tell what they were, but they sounded like Russian. He's gonna have escort planes. That's right. We have our AWACS plane over the area, and he's landing at a U.S. military base. What did the flight radar page crash? What happened? Thank you, Zila. So thanks for tracking from St. Paul. So now you got the Russian President Vladimir Putin's plane right there. There it is. Actually, there it is here. Jesus Christ. Just tuned in, we're watching the Russian president land here. Yeah, Putin just landed they cut away from Air Force One, so you're gonna have Air Force One on one side. You got our soldiers standing at parade rest and attention for Putin, dude. You have our U.S. soldiers, and there's, oh my God, kill me, literally kill me. Turn that down a little bit. Well, that's President Putin's plane. You got Trump in his plane with our F-35s that look like they're decorated for Russia. Maybe he's offering Russia those 4 F-35s, who knows? Wow, are they gonna meet in the middle? Wow, they're both gonna get out of the plane and then they're gonna meet in that spot. Wow, this is amazing. This is the coolest thing ever. Oh, this is just great. Russia, so oh my God. F-22s, okay, my bad. Okay, got it, my bad. Okay. Doesn't matter. Surprised he doesn't have his F-47 out there already. The 22s are better than the F-35. That's good. Look at our soldiers on their knees to get the red carpet for Putin. Look at our soldiers on their hands and knees for Vladimir Putin. Look at that. Getting the red carpet all nice and tucked. That looks good. If I was a Russian propagandist, I'd use that. Guys just tuning in, we're tracking the Putin-Trump meeting. Got both planes, both presidents have landed at JBER, Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson in Anchorage, Alaska. Just watched them both land. Now we're just waiting. As we see an image there, as I was corrected with the F-22s in the front between the two planes. Just to remind you, it is no longer just going to be a one-on-one. It's going to be, there's another view of all the planes. Air Force One arriving in Alaska. Literally jump off a fucking building. That's what's happening, really. Putin and Trump trying to figure out who's gonna deplane first. Not Diddy. Is that what we're doing? We're having a weight off. We're having a weight off here. Well, Trump can't keep the weight off, so Putin will probably win there. Oh my god, dude. You said crash. I mean, the only option for crashing now would be if they fall down the steps. They're already landed. They're already there. Already a present. Guys, like the video, share the stream if you could. Like the video, share the stream. War criminals can come to the USA, land illegal. LOL. Yeah, we don't have, there's no international court or law over America. There's nothing. And America hasn't issued a warrant for Putin. Should have. Biden should have done that. Oh, great. So it'll be Putin.
Вот сюда, к красной дорожке, как нам рассказывали, по красной дорожке президент России и США пройдут бок о бок, чтобы остановиться вот здесь, на этом синем подиуме с надписью «Аляска 2025» и пожать друг другу руки для фотографирования. В прямом эфире, потому что мы все славим вот этот исторический момент, не мешать друг другу.
There goes Trump. They're going at the same time.
Навстречу ему идет Дональд Трамп. Сейчас мы показываем вам красно-коровую дорожку, которая только что медленно двигается в направлении журналистов. В первую очередь в направлении своего независимого президента Соединенных Штатов Америки. Один команда для сопровождения для исторических целей, которые заключали да, как построились которые держат на авиабазе флагами, в форме, препаратами.
Why are you fucking clapping, you fucking idiot? Look at this fucking loser, dude. Thumbs up, really? Well, there you go.
President Putin, how can the U.S. trust your word? Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Let's go. Let's go around the press. Come on, guys. We're still holding for a minute. The driver's here, so.
So now they're getting in the car and they're going to go to the summit. Now Trump is going to start blowing Putin on the way there.
We'll have to come down. We'll stay up until the motorcade leaves.
They caught him, yeah, in a blowjob. Trump's busy right now. And I don't know what part of the chat doesn't recognize that Trump and Putin are best friends and nothing crazy is going to happen to Putin. Trump probably made sure the security was extra tight just for Putin. You can see Trump, that's Trump. All right, Vladimir. Unzip. We got a ride. Putin's giggling. Look at, you know he's about to get the best. About to get a bit of gummer right there. Look at him giggling.
Shot stays up for now.
We have the dump. I don't think, like, bro. It's really hard not to channel my hatred, like, from them to Americans that voted for this, because we could have avoided this without voting him in. And yes, Trump is bad, and he is bad, and Putin is obviously a genocidal terrorist, but there were many millions of Americans that were useful idiots for this. 77 million Americans were useful idiots to make this happen. And that's a problem, and a large portion of them are still, like, would do this again if given the chance. And I do think it will come to a point where we will be fighting over it, more so than just like social media. And I'm ready. I'm honestly ready, to be honest. Like, you know, I'm ready. I'm doing what I can to get back into shape. I'm gonna be personally buying myself some firearms type shit, going to the range, because I've had it.
Yeah, you guys are good.
Yeah, I've had it. I mean, there ain't no coming together. Honestly, there ain't no coming together. Well, good thing I know where most of the conservative hangouts are. When it comes time to it.
What's that?
Because we can't realistically do shit against the administration. But boy, can we really inflict some shit on the people that are getting this into office, that keep voting for this. And it will
I'll cover it up.
it will get there eventually. We'll just put it that way. And I think we're closer to that than further away from it.
Then you can pull the plug.
Yeah, that's a good thing. So that way, if like one gun owner that's conservative that has a whole fucking stockpile, if they're removed from the situation, now you have a whole stockpile for a bunch of people. All these conservatives that have stockpiles of weapons and then they post photos of them on social media. Okay, now we have access. We can supply a whole platoon off of one person. That's the way I see it. My guns. Okay. My favorite is when they show where they're displayed and how many they have and like what they have. Then you can plan ahead. Hey, Maine Coon, yeah. I mean, I served 10 years in the Army, and I know how to qualify with a weapon. I know how to zero a weapon. I know how to clean a weapon. I know how to shoot, move, and communicate. I know how to perform logistics maneuvers. I know how to operate night vision goggles. I know how to sector sketch. I know how to land nav with a map and a compass without GPS, because you're not going to be able to have cell phones. You're not going to be able to have those. You can't. You're going to be tracked right away, so you got to throw that away. So you're going to have to learn how to actually like operate on the ground using maps and terrain association. I bet you don't know how to do that, do you? And we're gonna have to educate people. That's really what it's gonna be. We're gonna have to like teach people how to do that, other people, and that's the hard part, is like relaying that, because it's like a lot. Jesus, dude. Yeah, speaking of the people I'm talking about, there they are. Speaking of the people that, yep, there you go. Exactly. There they are. Got one counter protester out there. You got one person in the crowd. They always look the same. I know they do. They're easy to identify.
Hi, sorry. Would you care for another interview? I'm with the Associated Press.
Infowars? Is it Infowars flag?
You have an interest.
Oh yeah, so my friend gave me these signs and I made this sign last
My friend gave me these signs. Can we see them? Back out, AP.
Sure, I'm just not willing to get political in terms of policy, sir. Yeah, okay, but sure, I can tell you about my passions, absolutely.
I'm not gonna tell you about my policies or get political. These fucking losers, bro. I'm out here for Trump, but we're not gonna get political.
Okay, I'm just gonna connect this to the top of your jacket. Yeah, first of all, why'd you decide to come out today? How do you feel? What are you seeing?
Yeah, so I'm extremely grateful to be an American. I'm a lifelong Alaskan and I love my state, I love my country. I always think it's a great opportunity when colleagues and myself and other patriots all across the state of Alaska get to come together and to support our president and to issues that are important to us.
Do you have any thoughts about the summit today and kind of have any hopes or like what you want them to achieve?
Yeah, I'm really looking for good dialogue amongst both presidents. I'm looking for a conversation that ends in peace and prosperity for all nations, right? I think President Trump has been a really amazing world leader in terms of getting peace among the world, and that's what I think all Americans are looking for, regardless if you're a Republican or Democrat.
What did you feel when you first heard that the summit would be happening here in Anchorage in your city?
Well, as a lifelong Alaskan, whenever there's an opportunity for a world leader to come to your state, you're extremely grateful and excited, no matter who it is. The fact that it's President Donald J. Trump, who I cast my vote for both times, I'm extremely excited that he's here.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're so
Can I have your name?
Yep, Portia Erickson.
Can you spell it?
PortiaErickson.
Okay, you're local.
Yeah, lifelong Alaskan.
And can I have your age? Sorry, we usually ask that as well.
35.
Sorry?
35.
35. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Have a good day.
I hope that your time in Alaska goes well.
It's
You get
going
to
really well.
enjoy some-
I'm really enjoying it,
and
yeah.
some fun activities, maybe?
Yeah, hopefully
Do
after.
we get to go to up north or further south?
Yeah, hopefully this weekend.
They all look like they haven't washed in like 3 weeks. If you noticed, they all wear the same fucking clothes. The dumbest people in America right here on camera. And they're all in the same, they're all the same. That guy holding the sign maybe has 3 brain cells. Okay. We're waiting for the summit to begin, so we get to look at these guys out there. So they look like ashtrays. Yeah, we're gonna have to, you know, fight them eventually. I'm telling you that now. You don't have to now. It happens though. And the black anarchists have been fighting them now for 5 years. But you know, we're gonna probably have to like do something soon, or react to something. Vote for Trump in your Mini Cooper. Look at this guy with his 47 shirt. Got him out of the hole to come outside for the day. Is there a other protest or anything happening besides the MAGA one? I have to watch Eddington. Nothing. I don't see a counter protest. There was earlier. There was yesterday, but I don't see one right now. Unless you guys can pull up one. I don't. There was one this morning, but I don't see another one right now. Are they all done now? Why don't you go ask them about supporting Vladimir Putin, a genocidal war criminal? Ask them about the Epstein files. What do you guys think? Are those coming? No, go listen to that. Is there someone in that group, an AP? I'm getting dizzy. I should have went. But I could. We have protests tomorrow. American oil from Alaskan soil. What a sign. They're surrounding the guy or what? So this seems to be like just a gathering for Trump and Trump supporters. The worst of the United States of America by far, not our best. The worst people in our country. And don't ever let them tell you otherwise. Do some of them get wrapped up into it? Yep. Do you need to feel bad for them? No. Are they victims? Some of them. But do you need to care? No. Again, do you need to feel pity? No. Because some people in this are just born into it and they don't know anything else. But when you become an adult, you're supposed to be able to like make your own decisions and basically everything conservatives teach you anyways. Got to be independent. You're an adult now. You're on your own. No one's gonna take care of you. So you're supposed to do that, become an adult, and like learn about shit. Oh, great. Anyways.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
Mr. Putin, will you agree to a ceasefire?
Well, we just missed that, so that's great.
You're not killing any more civilians.
Why were y'all late with that? Is that where they're having the meeting? What a shit show. So I don't know if they talked to the press there or not, but they were late in cutting it.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
Imagine paying me $2 to say your liberal tears love it. What a cuck. That's one of the most cucked moves I've seen of the year. People type that for free and you sent me money to say that, I guess. Maybe I should start an OnlyFans. Holy fuck. Thank you? What the fuck? What did you even say there? I'm gonna start an OnlyFans and my only content will be hate fucking conservative women that consent, obviously. Because they do. They're down. I'm gonna be so upset. That's the type of shit I'm on, dude. That's where I'm at, and like we need more people to be on that energy and fucking around here. That's why I'm all about Gavin Newsom right now. What he's doing, finally doing something different. I love my country. Thank you, Violet is Blue. Appreciate that. Alaska for Trump. I wish we could hear what that idiot's saying. Join the party that puts Alaska first. Alaska Republicans. But you can't have Republicans without Trump's name all over shit. You got Trump tramp stamped on you. Are we gonna get to see that from the beginning? Like, they all miss this. Okay, we're watching Independent and AP are doing the same thing. I don't know what's going on. Just getting stressed out watching all this, but it is what it is. Trying to keep the blood pressure low. I don't know. They cut into the meeting and it was like the end of it. It was pandemonium, and now we got a still image. I don't know what's happening. I'm just here. They're pursuing peace. They're pursuing the peace. Actually, this still image right now is exactly what they're talking about. Like, actually, this is what's happening. They're having a meeting. There you go. Not tired of winning bigly? Jesus. They're playing the same 3 songs they always play out there. The YMCA America song by Lee Greenwood, and they play like one other song. She definitely does not put any spices in her food at all, the lady on the right. Oh, great. We get to hear it from the beginning. Waiting for audio. I don't have any audio from either source yet, so waiting for that to kick in. That'd be great. Put in the comments if you guys are tuned in from, if you could, share the stream. Share the stream. I had a lot of, I need your guys' support on the channel. I fucked up when I started Mercado Media and had too many conservatives follow me. So I need people that are going to go against this. I ain't trying to appease it. I ain't looking for both sides-isms. I ain't trying to bridge a gap. I'm here to I'm here to help put a belt fed on the bridge. That's what I'm putting C4 on that bridge. That's what I'm trying to do. Battlefield 6. What up, Vegas? How you doing? Well, if the news, can they figure it out? We just saw the station. What's going on at the station? Okay, they're getting the stage ready. What is actually going on here? God damn, I should have went to Alaska, dude. Nobody is streaming outside at all. I want to be able to cover inside too, but you got like AP. They're trying to do both. Like AP is like the only one there. They're trying to do both, cover the outside and the inside, and it's not working out yet. The summit is in Anchorage. We're back to it again. Are they gonna play it? I don't know what's happening. At least this is all breaking like this meeting. As if you thought anything significant was going to come out of this meeting other than the potential. Okay, great. Other than the potential of Trump giving land to Putin that is obviously Ukrainian. That's the worst case.
Thank you. Let me know before I get too far set up. So,
what is going on? Okay. I don't know what's happening, guys. I'm doing the best. We got the independent feedback there. AP is cycling through like 3 different cameras. They don't know what to do. Okay, are we actually going to get this now? You're damn right I'm a hater. I hate conservatives and I hate Trump. Proud of it. And you act as if that's like something to diss on me for. Hate is a strong word. Then give me a stronger one to use. Can we figure out the news feed so we can see what is happening? So 2 different sources. Also got the buy me a coffee if you guys want to contribute to that. stacking it up again. I messaged Ford Fisher from News to Share. He didn't see any protests popping up major yet in D.C. So we can hold on that, but we got protests coming up tomorrow, so I will have IRL on the ground coverage tomorrow in Minnesota. Let me check here and tell you when it is, where it is, if you're a Minnesotan. If you're not, then look at where your state protest is, if you have one planned. Oh, well, I think it's a 50-state one again. I think that's what it is. Let me see. St. Croix. Okay. I'm trying to find it here. Yeah, fight the Trump takeover this Saturday, August 16th. Trump is trying to steal the 2026 election by rigging the system and changing electoral maps. He started in Texas, but he won't stop there. Time to fight back. Join a Stop the Trump Takeover event near you on Saturday, August 16th. For Minnesota, you got 3 in or near the Twin Cities. You got Northeast Minneapolis. It's probably the one I'll go to. You got West Metro in Minnetonka. And then there's one in White Bear Lake, which would be closer than Minneapolis for me. No hate in White Bear Lake. I covered a protest there. God dang it. I don't know like what is happening. I'm going to pause the feed. This is the live feed. Are they coming back yet? I don't know what it is about this that AP like won't run of what happened yet. They keep pausing it and like figuring it. They're like editing it or something. I don't know what's going on here.
Can you make a deal today, sir?
I'm not using CBS's news as feed.
Just go up. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, press. 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 Thank you, press.
Wow.
Let's go. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Let's go. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you, press.
Let's go.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you, press. 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 Thank you, press.
Everybody get out of the room.
Everybody get the fuck out. Jesus. What a shit show. What the fuck? Guy got loud at the end there, didn't he? Get out! Jesus. Jesus. It's pretty aggressive there. Is that what we heard? The B-2 flyover? So they flew. That's what we heard when Putin was looking into the sky. So they had a photo op. That was okay. So we were looking at the photo op, and then that's the meeting room that they're gonna have a meeting in.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, press.
That's what I thought. He was like smiling, like Putin was laughing at the questions being asked. Trump slogan pursuing. Yeah, we were watching it. Well, trying to take it all in. I don't know. Trying to take it all in. I'm trying to channel the brain of people that still think Trump's gonna help Ukraine somehow. Putin was giggling on the way to the thing, like smiling. He's smiling in the thing. Russian Z bloggers say Putin is in a dominant position because his legs are spread wide. Jesus Christ, dude. That's the type of shit Russians do all day. And then they got Americans in on it too over the past like 15 years. The other thing that Russians used to do that now Americans do, or conservatives, is the thing with the line. And it's like if you're standing next to someone, it shows dominance if you aren't like leaning over, and then like put a fucking line on there. And if you're like leaning over, that means you're weak. What is happening with the feeds? Is this purposely bad? Because I mean, that's fine too. Is it all purposely just a mess in the control room? I bet you the Russians are hacking it. That's what's going on. That could be it too. The Russian, because Trump did a B-2 flyover. The Russians could be like doing their signal jamming. It's the one thing they are good at until the technology evolves. Cyber warfare and signal jamming. And helping MAGA propaganda. Trump told interviewer he won't be happy unless he gets a ceasefire. Interviewed by Brett Baer. We watched that though. Interviewed by Brett Baer of Fox News Channel aboard Air Force One as he flew to Alaska. Trump said he'd like to walk away from the meeting with a ceasefire. He also said he'd like a second meeting on Russia's war in Ukraine. I wouldn't be thrilled if I didn't get it. Trump said it'll halt hostilities between the countries. He said everyone tells him he won't get a ceasefire until a second meeting. So we'll see what happens. I won't be happy if I walk away without some form of a ceasefire. World leaders take no questions, so that's why it was chaos. The two leaders were sitting in a room with their aides in front of a blue backdrop that had the words "pursuing peace" on it. As Putin just bombed Ukraine last night and today and every day. Yeah, we're pursuing peace for sure. And they're going to have the press conference afterwards. The artwork of the deal. Let's see what BBC has to say. Trump and Putin pictured sat together. Putin smiling and making gestures. Putin gets a warm reception. Trump was clapping for him, as we saw. Standing there clapping. And then Putin gave him a thumbs up, like, oh, my buddy's back. My buddy's the president again. And they were. Show the part where Trump is giving him claps, or he's clapping for him. Don't have any audio now. Do we have any feeds of outside? Let's see if we can try to find some. I need a flight radar right now. Got the latest there. Reuters will have another feed. There they will eventually. People are protesting the peace summit. This is how you know the CIA's propaganda has worked like a charm. No, never mind. Proud socialist. Oh my god. I don't want to say what I want to say. I gotta do it without being on stream.
I'm assuming they just
ABC gave up. There are more people for Ukraine out there than there were for Trump.
Thank you for being here. Rolling Stone.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Brad.
So I just got him. Oh. Why do they keep playing it? They keep playing Trump. They keep playing that. It's not, that's all there was. They keep playing it over and over again. They didn't do anything. So yeah, I responded to this dude. This dude is Comrade Casey from Minnesota. He called out, his thing is with Ethan Klein, and like he called out Ethan for being a Zionist or whatever. So I find it out liberals are protesting peace talks. If you actually support Ukraine, you'd be in favor of such an event. And I said, I find it strange how leftists encourage imperialism while pretending to care about Gaza. I'm so sick of it. They're just as cooked. If you look at this guy's a leftist, this guy's full on left, Comrade Casey, regurgitating the same thing that MAGA says. The same thing. And I don't, yeah, if you're like left leaning and like you have this take about Ukraine, I will cook you to your face at a protest too. When I go to a protest and have this feeling about Ukraine, but you're going to show up to the protests, I will be in your face. Just like I was with the MAGA losers that came and showed up to try to distract. You ain't getting away with it. You ain't getting away with that. Funny how liberals are opposed to seeking peace, but yet we believe that like America can just stop Israel on a fucking dime, apparently. Yeah, all it takes is to stop Israel's genocide on Gaza is just a phone call. Isn't ICE's job to keep terrorists out of the country? What? ICE's job is to pursue black and brown people. Well, brown people. And forcibly remove them from the country. You know, security protections at all there. You said it doesn't sound left, but it is. You have a large faction of people on the far left that are like MAGA when it comes to Ukraine. And other things too, but specifically Ukraine, it's very easy to see. Because America bad, West bad, America's imperialist, West is imperialist. So Russia, therefore, is their alternative, and China. But Russia is like their alternative to fight against American imperialism. So they got to cheer on Russia. And that makes them ignore Russia's imperialism as a means to the end of destroying America and the West for our imperialism. That's where they're at with it. Hey, thank you for the follow. That bad empanada toe fungus. Yep, they have it. It's pretty sad. I blame Chomsky. He's a big part of it. Chomsky is guilty of it, and others too. The gray zone. Other post-Vietnam War era leftists that just were cooked afterwards and never came back. Apparently, Russian journalists are reporting that there was a car separate from Trump's that he was supposed to get into. Putin got into Trump's car. We watched it on Mercado Media. Here, live, on camera. Who was here for it? We watched it. Yeah, I think that's what it is too. Some people just find themselves on the moral argument. I found that a lot with Ukraine too, and MAGA that ended up supporting Ukraine, right? It's like the one moral thing they got right. Everything else though is absolute fucking horseshit. Same could be found on the far left too, I guess, or anything, I guess, but and it happens more often with the extremists of not staying like morally sound. So at least we do have a feed, though. We do have a feed waiting for them to come out and talk after how the talks went. You gotta step away for a few minutes. Are we going to be watching the... There is, like, this is what it is, Karen. The whole stream so far. They're not going to have a camera in there while they're actually talking. So we're going to have to wait for them to tell us what they talked about, which likely won't be true. John Doe says, love the MAGA hatred. There can't be enough. Well, it's also too, like, I personally was wrapped up into it years ago. And used to believe a lot of the things they say and do when I was younger, though, but still no excuse. You don't think that the North defeating the South was a moral good, Robert? You don't think that the West defeating Hitler was a moral good? That required war and contributions to warfare. What are you, a cuck? You can't say morals because you said that you're going to help people fight against conservatives someday. And that's not morally okay. Shut the fuck up. That might course correct him if we start doing protests coverage, but it's just weapons training. Caught media live at the range. They'll be so mad. They'll be scared. No, they won't be. They'll be scared. Oh my God. Hey, we have an anti-Trump protest today. And we're out in the field. What up, Frostboom? How are your war mates now politically gain similar view? I don't know. Some of them aren't. I don't really talk about it, I guess. We have fantasy football, but like unless dudes are like really into politics, I mean a lot of dudes don't really talk about politics. So when you're with a group of dudes, it's like politics might be mentioned. Or unless you literally go out to the bar and you do like a bunch of cocaine, then you'll find Trump supporters, so then you'll be talking about it. But normally though, in like normal dude bro situations, you're not usually ever talking about politics. So you're talking about sports or whatever the fuck else that you're doing. What up, Steve? Good to see you. How you doing? How you doing, guys? Thank you for all the support today. CHF, thank you for the 10. Thank you again, Corey and Caleb. I appreciate that. I have a Trump microphone BJ clip handy. Just to give you guys an update on the war, though, quick. Russia's losses as of August 15th today, while we're waiting for Trump and Putin to come out of their little meeting. We had 940 Russians eliminated off the playing field today, so 1 million losses so far since their full-scale invasion began. 3 AFEs, 140 vehicles and fuel tanks. There's 2 tanks. There's 40 artillery systems that were destroyed, 147 UAVs, a multiple launch rocket system, a plane, and 3 of Russia's special equipment, likely construction equipment, are used to build trenches. So that is Russia's loss sheet as of their full-scale invasion genesis. That's where we're going with that. Looking at the front lines of Ukraine, some of the changes we're seeing is push in Donetsk in a couple areas now. They have two pushes in the Donetsk region in the southeast of Ukraine. You got the Pokrovsk sector. The Russians are really pushing here. To the north of Pokrovsk, I'll use green. So the Russians are pushing up in this direction. Then they're also pushing in this direction. To the northeast of Huliopol. They're getting close to the Dnipro Oblast, if not crossing into the Dnipro Oblast now. So that is what we're looking at southeast of Ukraine for recent changes and you got Russian advancements there. The big two pockets that we're looking at, most people are looking at, it's going to be the Pokrovsk, Communograd, Mykolaiivka pocket. And then now the bigger line of cities that this is the gateway into the front lines of the east would be the lines of Sloviansk, Kramatorsk, Druzhivka, and Kostyantynivka in Ukraine. And you got a pocket forming around Kostyantynivka right now. There's no Russians in it. There's no fighting in it. The cities are being hit with FPVs and artillery, but the fighting hasn't begun inside of the city yet. But Chasiv Yar is occupied completely, and the Russians are advancing to the east of Kostyantynivka because they were trying to advance as far as they could before this Trump-Putin meeting today. So we have a couple successes in the front lines of Ukraine from the Russians today. Hello, Super Stint. How you doing? How are you doing? Trump joked in an interview that he might start liking Hillary again. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Even before he realized it was politically advantageous not to, when he was friends with the Clintons and all of them, remember? You don't remember. Y'all don't. MAGA doesn't remember. Are they just like running this? Are they just running this little thing back 100 times or what? When Trump realized he could grift the conservative hatred of like the Clintons and like all that, that's when he. So Reuters is doing the same thing. They're literally just running it back. Just running it back on us. Okay, I want to see if there's any other. We got AP still inside. They keep refreshing back and forth. Did Brett Baer post that? Air Force One, see you on air shortly with my interview from POTUS.
Okay, in the office with President Trump on Air Force One, heading in. What's your initial feeling? How are you feeling about what you're going to get out of this?
I think we're going to do very well. Our country is doing very well. We're setting records economically like we never have before, including the stock markets are all at a record high. We're taking in trillions and trillions of dollars with tariffs. We're going for a meeting with President Putin in Alaska, and I think it's going to work out very well. And if it doesn't, I'm going to head back home real fast.
I mean, if it doesn't, you walk.
I would walk there.
Okay, in the office with...
That was Trump on the plane, a clip of it. Steve Sane says, it's my birthday today, so I can say whatever I like. Fuck Russia and fuck Trump. Thank you, Steve, for the 5. Syrian activist says fuck Russia. Syria knows about Russia's help and peace. I'm getting away with mass murder. The memes are coming out already. God, Trump just looks like a. When you look at this, do you do you see strength here? I swear to God. When you look at this sad sack of shit right here, do you see strength? I see his shoulder. Like, my dad would have, like, and it's so wild to me, because my dad would have yelled at me if I sat like this in a chair when I was a kid. Like, "Dog, stop slouching. Sit up straight." I have that in my brain engraved. Sit up straight. Stop slouching. Because it shows weakness when you're slouched over and your shoulders are rolled forward and you're sitting there like... What a little bitch. And then you got Putin making... I don't know what he's doing. Slouched over. It also shows laziness, too. Apparently, according to my dad. That's what I was taught as a conservative growing up, I guess. Holding his hand because his thumb or whatever, because Trump's got Hitler hand. Jesus, dude. I'm getting Alaska. Meanwhile, the National Guard in D.C., because Trump activated the military in the East Coast, the National Guard is posted up outside of Union Station. For what? Why is the military like camped out in front of Union Station? Just what is happening? It's like the Division. Oh, come to Washington, D.C. You can see the military, and like they're gonna arrest you if you look like you're an immigrant. What the hell, y'all? So we have that going on. Obviously, you got what we're covering today. Here's the former vice president of Trump.
Well, I think if the last 3 years teaches us anything, it's that Vladimir Putin doesn't want peace, he wants Ukraine. And the fact that we are now nearly 2 months following a ceasefire agreement that Ukraine has agreed to, and Russia continues to delay and give excuses, I think confirms that point. Look, I've met Vladimir Putin. I have studied his leadership in Russia over the decades, and I really believe that Putin only understands power. And it's the reason why in this moment we need to make it clear that the United States is going to continue to lead the free world, to provide Ukraine with the military support they need to repel the Russian invasion and achieve a just and lasting peace. The wavering support the administration has shown over the last few months, I believe, has only emboldened Russia.
Wonder why they tried to hang him. Jesus Christ, dude. Hey! What up, Vlad? Welcome back. Cuck. Remember when conservatives that support Ukraine were like, well, at least he has Marco Rubio. And Marco isn't a MAGA. Marco will do it. I remember that one too. Marco Rubio isn't full MAGA. They'll keep Trump in check.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, press. 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 Let's go. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Let's go. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you, press.
Let's go.
Here's the high quality picture of it. Still waiting for them to come out of this meeting. The meeting was a meeting. That's basically what we're going to get, actually. It was one of the meetings of all time. Just tuning in. Did Trump give up the U.S. to Russia or not yet? No, not yet. They're still waiting for details, or they're in the meeting now. They're talking. Obviously, we won't find out until after. We'll find out what the hell, what happened until after. Trump sends out fundraising email. Did I get a text? Trump sends out fundraising email about his Putin meeting. While Trump was meeting privately with his top aides and Putin, his political team sent out a fundraising email that said, "I'm meeting with Putin in Alaska. It's a little chilly," the fundraising pitch said. "This meeting is very high stakes for the world." It also said, "No one in the world knows how to make deals like me," and encouraged people to donate, suggesting they start with $10. What a fucking grift. And this is a good opportunity to make money. The Kremlin shared clips of Putin and Trump smiling and talking as the talks began. The Kremlin shared 2 clips of Putin and Trump smiling and talking before the 2 world leaders began their sit-down meeting in Alaska. Russian media outlets also shared images that appear to show a bemused Putin raising eyebrows in response to shouted questions from the reporters. Obviously, that we're seeing. Okay. They haven't tweeted since the invasion. They told him to stop posting, I guess. You will not post again until after the meeting is done, Medvedev. Goodness.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Let's go. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you, press.
Let's go.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
Is he trying to do his Elon Musk impersonation? That's is he trying to that's Elon Musk. He's probably studying. How can I impersonate Elon? And JD Vance better hit up Forbes for the best Labor Day furniture sales. You get a free couch. You get a couch. White House pursuing peace. Jesus Christ. There you go. The White House just posted it 6 minutes ago. 6 minutes ago. Putin and Trump pursuing peace. Pursuing the peace. As if this image wasn't sickening enough, now we are going to need to replace the beast and tear out its... Oh, boy. Putin was supposed to get in another car. And this is when Trump met Putin. Then he claps. There you go. And then you get the shot of Putin giving Trump thumbs up before he walked to him. I sure hope there were other people other than Trump and Putin in that car. There wasn't. Didn't look like it. Those Melania images on Kremlin TV were my idea. This is the solitary person who began the brutal war in Ukraine, the solitary person who can end it right now, just like that. Imperialism is not a synonym for war. What? They're so cooked. It's the left. That's the far left. Their brain is rotted. Their brain is rotted. Russia's imperialist country. The Russian presidential Aurus limo, mere feet from an F-22 Raptor, was on nobody's bingo card. Yeah, well, Putin going to Alaska and meeting with Trump wasn't on mine. Oh, I didn't even realize that part. He walks so slow, it's hard to tell, like, that took a long time. That took like 3 minutes of time. And that took a while there. Jesus. The Putin is smiling. They both need backup pants. Holy. Is that the leftist strategy about Ukraine, is just to ignore Russia's actual invasion and then say, well, the U.S. controls banks and we have the biggest, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but what about Russia's invasion? Well, see, the way the U.S. is set up, like, you're a fucking idiot. Can't stand them. They can get it. They can get it along with the Trump voters here soon, to be honest, if they don't figure it out soon. And that faction will be easier to knock off than the Trump supporters. The Trump supporters will take a while, but the far left will be very easy. They're more unwashed and unorganized than the far right. Just moments ago, we saw foreign journalists shouting questions at Putin during his welcome ceremony in Alaska. This is the first time in a long while that Russian president has found himself in a room with so many independent journalists not controlled by the Kremlin. The work of the Russian press pool is that usually travels with the president is very different from how American reporters cover events. Unsanctioned or uncomfortable questions are almost never asked. Today, reporters have already managed to shut questions at Putin, such as, when will you stop killing civilians, and why should Trump trust your words? There is no way to know if the Russian president heard the questions, but if he steps out for a press conference, it will be impossible to completely avoid uncomfortable topics. Can't even type. We should call it the Ukrainian Intifada, and they'd be spray painting every Russian. Literally. Didn't I say that? I just kind of alluded to that at the last thing. Like, Ukraine supporters need to get like fucking Palestine supporters, or it's cooked. You got to get out there and chant and have signs and protests like this group is. They were out there, but need to do this like without a reason. There just needs to be out there. There's a guy in Washington, D.C. goes out there every day by himself. He's got his Ukrainian flag, his American flag, and his sign. He goes out there every day in D.C., right outside of the Capitol, and protests. Globalize Ukraine's Intifada. They'll be out there in a second. You think Comrade Casey is like 7 people? He's like one of the biggest like he's a Minnesotan too. But you think no, you ain't gonna lie to me about that. Hell no. Yeah, one of the biggest followings right now against Ethan and the Zionists of Israel. Which that's a moral good argument. Yeah, he almost has as many subs as I do. He's just smaller on Twitter. Yeah, only like 7 people getting like over 500,000 views a video. So this is the type of people on the left that I will be going against for sure. And it ain't just 7 people. They don't have political power, but like those people exist. A satanic hand. He's a leftist oppose NATO expansion that does not equate to support for Putin. And your position is stupid to begin with. NATO is not an entity that operates on its own. NATO is a group of countries that are a part of a security alliance. And if they want to be a part of NATO, it takes years to join it. You got to apply to be a part of it. And countries are applying because of Russia's imperialism. They're not implying because NATO's like, yep, that looks like a good country to take, and that looks like a good country to take, and let's do this one, and let's do that. No. Countries are applying to join it because it's a strong alliance and protects them against Russia. The fuck is NATO? That's the most cooked argument. That's almost just like Trump supporters telling them that they were getting all of our taxpayer dollars were going to Ukraine, like a bunch of fucking idiots. We don't oppose Russia's imperial. We don't like Putin. We're not. It's like MAGA. We're not a fan of Putin. We just hate NATO expansion. That's what MAGA says about Trump. We're not a fan about Trump. I'm not a fan of Trump. I voted for him, but I'm not a fan. It's just a means to an end, bro. I will cook both sides of the argument. I swear to God, I will. Because ironically, the anti-NATO leftists are like they go to the same sources MAGA does, so it's like they have the same arguments. Hillary Clinton says she will nominate Trump. We saw that, so we don't have anything new. Just kind of talking about shit in the background. Took Sweden and Finland, like they applied to join NATO, and it took them 1.5 years to even get in. And those 2 countries absolutely could be in NATO. You might have thought they were already in NATO. You don't want countries attacking other sovereign nations. That's why I stand with Ukraine. Is Ukraine perfect? No. They have a lot of Russian baggage on them, and they have their own independent journey to accomplish their own manifest destiny. But that involves getting rid of the Russian occupation and the Russian politicians, Putin, etc. Because Putin does not just want to stop with Ukraine. It's like these idiots forget that he invaded Georgia in modern times. Chechnya, when I was a baby. I wasn't born yet. No, that was 92, right? Yeah, I wasn't born yet. 1 year before I was born. They are occupying Moldova. There's a strip here that they're occupying. It's not really highlighted here anymore, but it's like right there. So this is Russian occupied. In Europe, this is Russia. Did you know that? Did you know that Russia's also this? It's called Kaliningrad. Did you know about that? Probably not. You know that Belarus is just a puppet country for Russia? I mean, you should know that. Hungary can be too, but Hungary got away with being a part of the West.
Mic check. 1, 2.
Good, we're getting audio finally.
Mic check. 1.
But Putin wants to restore the Soviet Union to power. He wants to bring all these former Soviet countries that have independence and can be a part of the Western world, and he wants to reunify the Soviet Union. And he has to do it through conquest, because the countries ain't going to go back to that system. They're not going to go back to Russia willingly. So he has to do it through invasion and doing it by force. something that leftists should just be against, because that's supposed to be your principles, apparently. Because you guys are the morally correct side, I guess. But the further you go, you find that it's just hatred to the West, and NATO expansionism, as if for what? And what has NATO done bad, anyways? Yeah, you got Israel for sure, definitely. Yeah, but I'm pretty focused on the fact that Israel is the problem there, not NATO as a whole. It's like you're like can't focus on the issues, the actual issues, and want to lump in everything into it as if it's all bad. And I don't understand that at all. That I don't understand at all. They're salty about Kosovo, which was also good. That was also a good thing. I don't know why that is. I don't know why Clinton's move with NATO there in Kosovo was bad. I still have yet to see an argument. Iraq war was bad. I'll give you that one. But as a defensive alliance, it's good. What up, Bliss? Waiting for him to come out of their meeting. Waiting for the press conference. Yeah, yeah. NATO itself as like the organization, or like not Jen Stoltenberg anymore. You got Mark. NATO Secretary General is Fleming. Mark Rutte. My goodness, sorry. Mark Rutte is now the Secretary General. But yeah, NATO itself, it's the individual countries within it, including the United States, my own country that's done bad. But as a whole, though, it's a defensive alliance. Got to keep the shipping lanes protected. Gotta have security against Russia's invasions that continue to happen. But definitely have legitimate criticisms of like assistance to Israel and whatnot, and like their willingness to jump at any little drop of like a pin if Israel says so. Like that's bad for sure. But beyond that, as it exists and its purpose and its mission, it's something to support. And why we are even protected from Russia to begin with. You just watched Trump clap like a trained seal when he saw Putin? Yeah, we watched it on stream. We watched him come down the steps and clap. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., while we're waiting for these two to come out, this is the current view greeting visitors in Washington, D.C. While they arrive at Union Station. So that's what's going on in Washington, D.C. right now. Alaska suffering from devastating alcohol shortage from Medvedev and Hegsev. No, they have plenty, actually. Alaska won't run out of that, but that's a good one. Literally. Look at the difference. Look at the difference here. Wild. We all saw that too, though. I mean, we were all here for when Trump and Zelensky met and watched all that play out, right? Live on air. Trump-Putin meeting live updates. Leaders shake hands in Alaska as talks on Russia-Ukraine war begin. Trump and Putin met on Friday for the summit at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson in Anchorage. Also, guys, if you could take a moment and hit the like button on the stream. like the stream, share the stream out if you could. I know we're just kind of sitting and waiting and talking and riffing, but there's going to be stuff soon. President Trump and Putin arrived in Anchorage to discuss Russia's war in Ukraine. The two leaders landed at Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson, where they shook hands and posed for photographs on the tarmac before beginning their sit-down away from the press. It is the first face-to-face meeting between Trump and Putin since 2019, and Putin's first with the U.S. president since his forces invaded Ukraine in 2022. The Russian leader has spoken on the phone with Trump since his re-election, but they have not yet met in person during their president's second term. Trump has been trying for months to secure a deal to end the war, but Ukrainian President Zelensky was not invited to Friday's summit, and expectations that a ceasefire agreement can be reached are low. So this is really a feel-out meeting, Trump told reporters earlier this week. Probably in the first 2 minutes, I'll know exactly whether or not a deal can be made. The president also promised very secure consequences if Putin doesn't agree to end the 3.5-year conflict, which has caused a staggering number of casualties on both sides. There were fresh attacks in the war overnight. Russia launched dozens of drone strikes across Ukraine, killing 7 civilians and injuring 17 others, Ukrainian military officials have said. And there's the fundraising email that was sent out. Looks like spam. Breaking news. Trump in Alaska with Putin. It's a little chilly. The Democrats would love nothing more than for me to fail. I'm launching the Trump Blitz, where every patriot reading this message will give $10 to stand with Trump. Jesus. More images coming out of the Trump-Putin meeting and shaking hands on the tarmac. So, yeah, Carol Naricki said, today we celebrate the 105th anniversary of the great Polish victory at the Battle of Warsaw in 1920. The Polish army, together with Ukrainian forces, successfully repelled the Red Army's westward march, safeguarding Europe from a communist revolution. For centuries, Russian imperialism has been a mortal threat to our freedom. Poland's political tradition teaches that Russian expansionism results in a legacy of domestic despotism, in which the only free man is the ruler himself. But precisely because Russian despotism is the enemy of freedom, Russian imperialism can only be defeated through an alliance of free peoples. My nation halted Russian imperialism in Orsha in 1514, Koloshino in 1610, and Warsaw in 1920. The Polish people know that resisting Russian imperialism is not merely an economic matter. It concerns the very essence of human and national freedom. Freedom is priceless. It can neither be bought nor sold. It must be defended. This is the Polish tradition stretching back to the 15th century. I invite all who cherish freedom and peace to join my fellow Poles on August 15th in celebrating the halting of despotism and the defense of liberty. Anytime you make Putin this happy, you're fucking up. Trump's getting ready to give him a hand job.
Monty Python, the Flying Circus.
How's he going to bring world peace when he can't even walk straight? Ukrainian supporters gather in Alaska while Presidents Vladimir Putin and Trump meet for discussions. Watch as hundreds of Ukrainian protesters and supporters gather in Anchorage, Alaska, while Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Trump meet for talks in Ukraine and Russia. Protesters voiced mixed messages, with some sarcastically saying they're just here to talk about putting a new Trump Tower in Moscow, while others stress that the real issue is the absence of the Ukrainian President Zelensky, who they argue should be a part of the conversation.
With Ukraine, nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine. Zelensky should be here, and dictators, foreign or domestic, are not welcome in Alaska.
Zelensky should be here. This should not even be a meeting. Maybe they're just going to talk about putting a Trump Tower in Moscow. I don't know.
he did want to put a Trump Tower in Moscow back in the 80s. That he did want to do that.
We stand with Ukraine. Putin and Russia are the aggressors, and Putin's a war criminal. He shouldn't be in Alaska.
I feel like it is an affront to our democracy. It's an affront to the Ukrainian democracy. It is an affront to our state to have a war criminal in our state, a man that is actually wanted. Why is he on our soil?
Almost like 4 times, no, more than that. 4 or 5 times the amount of people out there for Ukraine than there were at that dog shit Trump rally we saw. Backwater, yeehaw, fucking Al-Qaeda. Trailer, whatever. Trump says he'll let Ukraine make the decision. Territorial swaps with Russia. When? We haven't even seen them come out yet. They're still in the meeting. I swear, some news sites just say anything, like whatever. They'll just say whatever. This is a solitary person who began the brutal war in Ukraine. We got Putin's facial expressions right now. Put in the chat where everybody's tuned in from, if you could. Yeah, Hurricane Aaron coming to the U.S. Aaron to become first hurricane of the season. Will it affect the U.S.? So potential. Let me see here. By this time, it'll be the first hurricane in the Atlantic. Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Okay. So it won't affect the coastal U.S., it seems. With all eyes on Alaska, it's now a good time to say we're always looking for qualified ADS-B receiver hosts, especially in Alaska. If you're interested in hosting a kit, we send you for free and getting access to the best of Flight Radar 24. Oh, wow. Live in Alaska, you can get Flight 24 goodies. And work for them, it looks like. Finally, someone shut them down. Press office is... They're trying to... Yeah, Gavin Newsom's press office has been going crazy. They've been going crazy. Good government groups that don't support this effort to push back on Texas are aligning with Trump, who does not believe in independent commissions or the rules of democracy. Those groups are dead wrong.
Weakness, groups that purport to be good government groups who are pushing back already against this. And I guess, you know, while we would say we have to push back on this idea of unilaterally disarming, you have some of these good government groups, including a group like the League of Women Voters, who are pushing back here and saying that we shouldn't do this because even though the Republicans are doing it, we have to unilaterally disarm. And so they're aligning themselves with this MAGA movement, with Donald Trump, with Greg Abbott. And so what's your reaction in light of the fact that we should be fighting fire with fire to protect democracy, so that we don't just capitulate completely to the right, that instead they're just focusing solely on I guess, what's immediately in...
It's because they expect the Democrats to follow the rules. Well, they don't. That's why. And then when Democrats don't follow the rules, they do Pikachu surprised face. Like, they can't do that. They're supposed to follow the rules. Only we can be the ones that don't follow it.
Front of them, which is that pushing back at all is going to be some type of bad government move.
Well, there's no good government when government is totally eliminated. It's no longer the rule of law, back to this notion of rule of dawn. I mean, the League of Women Voters thinks that by aligning with Donald Trump, that's all they're doing. It's a binary. It's not complicated. Right. By aligning with Donald Trump, the League of Women Voters thinks that's good government. When he doesn't believe in independent redistricting, he's going to eliminate independent redistricting. He doesn't believe in advise and consent. He doesn't believe in the power of co-equal branches of government and oversight. When he's trying to rig the election, when he's trying to change the rules by playing against with a brand new set of rules in the mid-decade on the redistricting, give me a break. With all due respect to them, they are dead wrong on this issue.
Dead wrong on the issue. Oh, what was he doing there? Did he just... Hold on, what was that one? Most transparent president ever, who regularly do interviews on Air Force One, in addition to countless press gaggles. Most transparent as they sit on the Epstein files. Got him. Yeah, so transparent. The Epstein files are like, you can't even see it. It's like translucent. So, you guys, we're still waiting for anything to come out of this. I don't know if we have a Alaska protest. We can pull it up and see if we do. Put in the comments. You guys are tuned in from, we got Sweden. How you doing? North Carolina, Denmark, Poland, Wisconsin. Good to have you. Wisconsin, Denver, Colorado, Manhattan, Kansas. Good to have you. We got Great Falls, Montana, Ireland. We got Sebastopol, North California. You got Austin. You got Florida tuned in. Hello. Joshua Tree, California. Hello. Are they inside the thing too? Yep. Any feeds showing Polish Armed Forces Day? They're all showing the same thing, aren't they? This is just a black screen on this feed. So, and there's 30,700 people watching a black. Go get them over here, y'all. Go find feeds of just dead mainstream news feeds of people looking for shit and tell them to come over here. Go fetch them. Only mainstream news. Don't go to other independent streamers and do that. That's weird. Find a mainstream news feed and tell them to get over here.
But I'm not here to negotiate for Ukraine. I'm here to get them at a table, and I think you have two sides. Look, Vladimir Putin wanted to take all of Ukraine. If I wasn't president, he would right now be taking all of Ukraine. But he's not going to do it.
Mr. President, what did you mean?
Just one thing. What about
Don't underestimate that, Ian.
the possibility of the United States providing security guarantees to Ukraine?
Maybe. Along with Europe and others.
Why is it like 90% of Trump's interviews are like there's a loud ass fucking noise and you can hardly hear what is even happening?
In the form of NATO, because that's not going to, there are certain things that aren't going to happen. But yeah, along with Europe, there's a possibility of that.
You mentioned the number of business people that President Putin is bringing along. Is that something that you want to discuss with President Putin at this meeting?
Yeah, if we make progress, I would discuss it, because that's one of the things that they would like. They'd like to get a piece of what I built in terms of the economy. Just so you know, we were a dead country with our economy. He wouldn't be interested. He wouldn't have been interested a year ago with the Biden economy. But he is interested in the Trump economy, because we're doing... Wait till you see when those factories start opening up. We have hundreds of factories all over the country, and that includes auto factories, AI factories, and every other. They're all coming in because they want to beat the tariffs. Because if they open here, they don't have to pay tariffs. If they don't open here, they have to pay, in some cases, 200%, 300%. I haven't even set some of the tariffs yet. I'll be setting tariffs next week and the week after on steel and on, I would say, chips.
Steel higher than Mr. President.
Chips.
Semiconductors. We'll be setting sometime next week after.
What rate are you looking at? What rate?
Well, I'm going to have a rate that is going to be lower at the beginning. Then that gives them a chance to come in and build, and very high after a certain period of time. And if they don't build here, they have to pay a very high tariff, which doesn't work, so they'll come and build.
Mr. President, you had said...
Did he just give up answering that question?
He didn't do that with me.
Isn't he a gentleman? He's a nice...
He's helping me out.
He's a very nice... He's one of the few nice ones, yes.
You had said earlier this week that Putin would face severe consequences if you get the sense from him that he's not interested. What do you mean by that?
Economically severe. Yes, it will be very severe. I'm not doing this for my health, okay? I don't need it. I'd like to focus on our country, but I'm doing this to save a lot of lives. Yeah, very severe. Thank you very much, everybody.
And that was President Trump en route to Anchorage.
That's our president. Well, that was Trump on the plane on the way there. Not seeing anything else. Everyone just waiting on the actual summit to start.
European leaders, though, that might happen today. As we know, they appear to be stuck on the sidelines as well.
Well,
It's clear that the Europeans and President Zelensky spoke to Trump earlier in this week.
What up, Minneapolis?
That's great. I think it's incredibly important to keep
How you doing?
Ukrainians and our allies up to speed and informed about all the things that are happening. And one would hope that in addition to calling President Zelensky, on his call sheet is NATO Secretary General Rutte, as well as their European leaders who have an important seat at the table. When we're talking about the future of European security, when we're talking about dealing with Putin and what is pretty clear, a maximalist goal of European influence, it's very vital that we keep our allies and partners informed.
And Daniel, I'm curious about your thoughts.
Like, I truly feel the only move Europe can make is something that they've never done, which is put troops in Ukraine. It's at 6:30. Oh, hell no. Are you serious? It's in 2 hours? Oh man, I don't want to. Oh, what? It's in 2 hours from now. I don't want to wait for 2 hours. I'll be back. What you mean? Shelter in place warning. Ah, fuck me. No, we're playing Battlefield. I'm not sitting here for 2 hours. Everything has been talked. We've done it all. Now we're waiting. So I'll be back in 2 hours. I'm playing Battlefield. I'm not sitting here and doom scrolling. You guys better not either. Come over and watch Battlefield. Yeah, Battlefield open beta. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Fuck yeah. And then I'm gonna set the stream to come back, right? We'll start early. So when does it start? Well, I'll start the stream before it's back. Trump, Putin. What time? 6:30. So in like 3 hours. Wait, where did it? Wait, I just saw that. Oh shit. Oh boy. What was that feed I pulled up that I saw where it was? Oh. What was the feed I just had? Well, Forbes. Yeah. They're sitting with, I mean, you can sit there. Come watch me play Battlefield instead of sitting and watching. So at 6, we'll come back at 6. So the press conference is at 6:30, then we'll come back at 6. So we're like a half hour early. That would be it, like 6, 3, 4, 5, 2.5 hours from now. Okay. So about less than 2.5, about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Not that long. Okay. Come over to Battlefield. Let me set this up. Yeah, we're gonna start now. So come over here. This is my gaming channel, by the way, and we're here when I'm not doing mainstream breaking news stuff. You guys can come on over. Mercado Gaming, I'll put the link in the chat. Okay, shout out. We just passed 10,000 subs a month ago. Thank you to everybody that's over here. But we've been playing Battlefield. Look at that. All types of Battlefield. We just beat Mafia, so we play games over here. But I'm going over here. Come over here. And we'll come back when they're ready to talk. So let me see. Gaming. Stream. Okay. Oops. It might be Eastern time. No, it's the time on mine. No, it's Central time. It's the YouTube stream scheduled, so. Okay. Everybody click that link on YouTube. Twitch will just be right back. It's the same channel, so you just wait for the stream to come back. Facebook, come on over to my YouTube. I don't have a game. I don't stream gaming on Facebook, so come on. You got to come over to YouTube or Twitch. Pick one. But we'll be back for the news though in a couple hours. All right, guys. Thank you again for watching. Like and subscribe. All that good stuff. You guys are great and excellent, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you to all the support. Thank you to everybody for supporting the stream. We'll be covering the press conference and the fallout and everything later on this evening. You guys are awesome, and see you later. Bye.